Tonight on Debate Amongst Friends. Trouble in Cleveland, including LeBron asking for playmakers, demanding for playmakers. Maybe Carmelo. NFL Conference Championship weekend. Some All-Star Game snubs. Ladies and gentlemen, our Evo games have been decided, as well as the WWE Royal Rumble this Sunday. All that and more, starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, this is Debates Among Friends. This is the 36th episode of the Sports Podcast, and we are live. Not just on Mixlr, www.mixlr.com/debatesamongfriends, but we are live. This is our debut of being live on Facebook. Thank you very much for the people that are joining us today on Facebook. We're happy you decided to join us on this Wednesday evening. I am the Professor John Gotti, and always by my side, they call him the Sultan of Swat. And to get the gap, he is the Doctor, the Baron of 2017 himself. How you doing tonight today?
I'm doing pretty well, I hope you're ready, sir.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually pretty excited. Chris, he decided to help us out with some more tech. Now we're live on Facebook. And, I'm ready to go.
Let's jump right into it. What we got on the agenda first?
Let's talk about the controversy of the week so far, which is the NBA All-Star Game, the selections, and the big just snub. The TNT people were talking about they felt disrespected, that this person wasn't a first selection for it, despite the fact that he was selected in the other voting because there was 3 categories this year instead of just the fan voting, which, I totally agree, because sometimes I do feel like the fans do get it wrong, and they just pick their favorite player, a la, certain people who only played, I don't know, like half a season and still managed to make the All-Star game.
Agreed. The one name, obviously, that jumps out, of course, is Russell Westbrook. Shout out to me for not saying Russell Wilson, because that's always my thing.
You had to start there. Oh my
goodness. But shout out to the people.
The people.
And this might not even be the people. I don't know, but somewhere in there, someone decided that Steph Curry had been having a better season than Russell Westbrook. I don't know where,
I'm not gonna
but somewhere.
That's highly controversial.
It is. It really
and it did
is.
not create any cash. That's all I got to say.
None whatsoever. But somewhere there, somebody felt like, hey, Steph Curry is playing better than Russell Westbrook. There was no question about James Harden, because James Harden's been doing his thing. There's no question about a lot of other people. But when it came to the point guard position, not having Russell Westbrook there was pretty disappointing. Obviously, on the other side, a lot of people, it's not as big of a deal, but the 2 people that jump right out, of course, Isaiah Thomas, and some people even go on to say John Wall. But
John
nothing
Wall's
is
a heck of a season, though. He really
but
is.
nothing is as big as Russell Westbrook not being in there. And I really think that this is one of those situations where, hey, somebody's trying to sell some tickets. That's the only reason you bring Steph Curry in, is if you're trying to sell some kind of tickets. And I know you're making that face, like, what does that even mean?
I have to make that face because even though, Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry, they're both just Broadway money. Let's just stop it. Yes, Steph Curry is the reigning, defending most valuable player, but Russell Westbrook isn't no scrub himself. You make it sound like that Russell Westbrook is, and I'm going to say this to be controversial, you're saying Russell Westbrook is like freaking Jeremy Lin.
Wow, not Jeremy Lin. Anybody but Jeremy Lin.
But you get what I'm saying with it, though.
I do.
That's the way that's the way that you described it, saying, well, they're trying to sell tickets. Well,
they are trying to sell tickets, but at the same time,
But if you go to an OKC Thunder game, they're always sold out. Granted, that's home, but if he also playing on the road, 9 out of 10 chances those games are going to be sold out because they want to see Russell Westbrook try to go for a triple double because he's a triple double machine. He is
But you also
doing
got to keep in
something,
mind.
but
You also
he's
got to keep in mind
but he's doing
that.
something that hasn't been done by anyone that's not a 405 since Oscar Robinson.
But you also got to keep in mind that, as I mentioned to you several times, and this is why last week when we were talking about choosing James Harden
Who you gonna start
or
the franchise with? Yeah.
right, who are you going to start your franchise with? I said you start with James Harden because James Harden's making everyone else around him better. Granted,
Absolutely.
Russell Westbrook is making people better, but for the most part, he forces a lot of things. Like he's doing things not because he wants to make people better, but he really believes that this style is how they're going to win the game. The only way for them to win the game is if he has high energy, if he has a triple double, if he scores the last basket, if he pushes the floor fast. I mean, that's it. Where our system, the other system is just
sound highly familiar to another person who would do something like that? I don't know. This guy has 5 championships. He retired not too long ago, and people gave him a lot of gripe for it. What was his name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, that's Kobe Bryant.
That's completely different. Kobe
Oh
didn't.
my
That's
gosh!
completely different. That is so different. I can't believe you even just did that. Kobe
Oh
Bryant.
my
Kobe Bryant.
goodness!
Kobe Bryant let other players not do their thing as in score, but do their thing as in do their job. Russell Westbrook, which I almost said Wilson again. I really wanted to say Wilson there. Russell Westbrook in this particular situation is really trying to be Mr. Everything. And sometimes that's okay. Kevin Durant's gone. Hey, I got to step my game up. He's like, I have to rebound. But when you think about it, look at that. They got Ennis Cantor. They got Steven Adams. They got all these bigs. But he's down there taking all the rebounds where he could be already in transition if he let these guys rebound and bring it up. But obviously, that's their style of play, which I can't hate on because, hey, Rockets are doing the same thing. But
They
as I
are.
mentioned, everybody's rebounding for the Rockets. Everybody. I mean, I think I've seen Patrick Beverly this year more with 7 and 8 rebounds than any other time ever. So everybody's rebounding, which is a big thing. Rebounding is very key, just like defense and free throws. I know your favorite lines, but when it comes
I
down
have a
to
lot
it,
of lines,
hey,
so you're gonna have to. The
that's one
people
of your
want to
favorite
know what
lines.
lines you're talking about because
Just
I
saying, I know,
got quite a bit.
I know that's one of your lines, but I mean, it's one of those things where I think if they're gonna snub him, it's simply because Steph Curry is still one of the best shooters in the game.
Mhm.
Um, Obviously, someone maybe made a administrative error when they were going forward and putting in the votes. Maybe the bubble to check off the name was too close, and they made a mistake.
Oh,
Or
on the Scantron, and they try
yeah,
to erase it, but they couldn't erase it.
maybe they hit the button and then they hit the arrow key down by mistake.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe something like that happened to where, hey, people picked Steph Curry over Russell Westbrook. That's the only thing I can really think about it.
Hey, if anything else, it could just be bad coding. I mean, I know all about that.
Data Ninja.
Data Ninja. But I have a theory about that actually. Now that
Oh,
you're talking about that, and the theory is about why Russell Westbrook do what he does. Having to try to get all the rebounds, try to make all the assists, score all the points.
hmm
He doesn't feel too confident in his supporting cast, and before people start throwing pitchforks at us, this happened recently actually, and Kevin Garnett actually mentioned it on Ariel 21 this past week, where Russell Westbrook got knocked down by Zaza Pachulia. He got knocked down. He's laying on his face. He's clutching his face. Ow, it hurts. Blah blah blah. And there's no one within a 15 to 20 foot radius of Russell Westbrook while Zaza is standing over him. And KG said, and this is why I love KG. He's definitely one of my favorite players from generations past, and I think he can still keep going if he really felt like it. But
of course.
as soon as your star player gets knocked down. This is verbatim what he said. As soon as you see your star player gets knocked down, everyone with an OKC uniform should be getting in Zaza's face. Not one person got in Zaza's Pachulia's face. And that hurts the confidence within your star player about the entire supporting cast. So maybe that's why he has to do that, because he feels like within the caucus of his heart that they're not going to have his back. And he's basically going to be like, your boy from Any Given Sunday.
Oh, no. Not, Beeman when they...
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, where he got his ego too much and the team decided not to help him out, so he tried to do it himself.
Where's your invisible juice, Beeman?
It's not the same thing, but the concept is highly similar.
I definitely understand that, and I agree. But hasn't really been that bad. I know you said it's not the same thing, but has anything really been that bad, though? Like, really, Beeman was really bad. I mean, he went in there,
It's not even the Beeman part that's the problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The overall thing, you got to think about the situation in that particular contest, because he was really getting big-headed. He was really questioning the validity of the defense, so he was kind of calling out players in a really, really negative way in the media.
But if I was Russell Westbrook, I'd be getting in everyone's face like, oh, y'all don't have my back? Oh, y'all want to celebrate and high-five me, right? Nah, sit at the end of the bench. Give me someone else who wants to sit there and be rugged. Like, there's.
But you want to know what you're describing? But do you want to know what you're describing?
Is that football?
No, you're describing a 90s basketball team. A early 2000 basketball team. Not this pissant 2017 basketball. It's not the same.
T.
Soft. Absolutely. You're not describing that basketball.
I'm just saying.
You're absolutely not
describing
that basketball.
If I had a star player and he gets knocked down like that, like, it doesn't matter if you like him or you don't like him. You have to get in that person's face. Like, that's just that's not just basketball rules. That's just the way of life. Like, if someone was to knock you down, sir, which by itself is unbelievable because who dared do that to the doctor? I'm gonna get in the person's face. Like.
Look at those guns. There's no way. It's not happening.
We're gonna move on. Talking about overinflation and egos and things like that. LeBron James is once again in our news. He's
Absolutely.
in our news because he was, as you so stated, whining about the need of wanting more playmakers, and to quote a great movie from back in the 90s, he wants generals. All he has are bums. Shout out to Dick Tracy.
But are they bums, though? I mean...
Not bums, because they're still first in the East. Then again, the East isn't all that good.
I mean, they did lose a couple of games. They lost a couple of games in a row. And I guess when you're a winner,
don't mean nothing for LeBron James' team. Let's just stop it.
I agree.
Sit there and flirt with that idea. Come on.
But I think the idea of them potentially losing is driving him crazy, because he sees the Warriors, he sees the Rockets. Nobody in the East is really challenging them. Although I would watch out for a young Milwaukee Bucks team, of course, but nobody's really challenging them. Absolutely, as they should. But when you really think about it, LeBron's probably sitting there like, man, somebody's got to go. And I was watching TNT the other night, and the one thing that I think Charles Barkley was talking about was, I guess when he was playing for the Phoenix Suns, he said, you know what these guys have to do? This is in regards to Jabari Parker's media, talking out, to the media about what goes on in the locker room.
Because that's something else you don't do. You don't talk about the locker room.
Well, see, that's what Charles Barkley was saying. He said, but the problem is that people don't know how to speak up in meetings.
Yep.
So they do it in public. Now, the problem is now, of course, now you got your dirty laundry out in the open, and everybody knows
Dirty
it.
D's and shout out.
No Dirty D's.
Ambrose.
Dirty D's. Which I haven't really seen him on TV in forever. Who knows the last time I really paid attention to Dean?
he's okay. He's still doing the whole Miz thing. He did this
Yeah.
whole Max thing. Don't worry about it. Keep on going. We're not talking about wrestling right now.
So Charles Barkley said he was in a meeting. The owner and the coach came around and said, "Oh, what's the problem?" A lot of people were saying, "Oh, we need to rebound better. We need to play better defense." And then he came around and said, "Charles, you haven't really said anything." He was like, "You don't want to hear what I have to say. You don't want to hear what I have to say. You want to know why? Because it's going to be too real for this conversation that we're all having.
Yeah.
This pansy conversation that we're having." He said, "No, we want to hear what you have to say. You want to know why we're losing? Because this guy sucks right here. That guy sucks over there. That's why we're losing." And he was like, and they came up to me like they was gonna hit me, and I was gonna bust them over the head with this stool until the white meat. He said I was gonna bust them over his head to the white meat. And he said that's what needs to happen when somebody's not playing well. Somebody has to tell them that they're not playing well and that they stink and need to be getting out of here. And ultimately, I wonder if that's what LeBron did. If that's what it is, like, hey, we don't want this. Why do we even have this guy anymore? He's not good. Let's get him out of here. They traded for Kyle Korver. I really haven't heard anything really about him. Obviously, I think it's kind of a toss-up between him and J.R. Smith. I think Korver might be a little bit more deadlier with the three, more consistent. But
yeah,
obviously that
you're kind of basically getting day and night right there.
Yeah, but obviously the main thing would be you have an opportunity to trade for a playmaker.
Yep.
And you decide not to. But now that begs the question, is Kevin Love really the problem?
I think for the longest, it was always suggested that he was, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. Really.
Honestly, you want to know who I think it is? Although he probably helps out tremendously, it's probably Tristan Thompson.
I mean, he did get $80 million a year.
And he's no DeAndre Jordan. I mean, DeAndre's even scoring baskets now.
I know. Tell me about it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have to find out. We still got a couple of more weeks until the trade deadline. But speaking of deadlines or going towards the climax of a special event, we have the Super Bowl all set. The conference championship is over. We have our two representatives from the NFC and the AFC. Let's talk about the AFC first. Let's do that first. Tom Brady, and I believe we said this at the beginning of the season, he's winning in spite of the league right now.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree. He is winning in spite of the league, in spite of the Deflategate. Oh my goodness. Like, it's hard to say it's fair. It's even easier to say it's unfair.
And Roger Goodell had to come out and say, Roger Goodell.
They lost Gronk and they haven't missed a beat.
Roger Goodell had to come out and say that he wouldn't mind giving the Patriots the Super Bowl trophy, but it's like, it's not about you minding. It's about them saying, which I think we did say, Tom Brady is going to try and destroy you. Which he is. He really, really is. And it's one of those things where I posed a question on Facebook, and I really would like to get the listeners and all the people out there, their opinion on Gronk. Because if you're winning without Gronk, there's no point of paying Gronk the big money where they have Martellus Bennett and some of these other young players. And obviously, they'll also go ahead and bring in a player that'll fit their caliber. Similar to how they brought in Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. Obviously, Aaron Hernandez didn't work out for obvious reasons. We all know what happened with his legal issues. But is it time to move on from Gronk, get what you can from him, and kind of move on at this particular time? I mean, what do you think about that? Like, do you
Gronk
think
has now become Wes Welker?
See, the problem with Wes Welker is that it was never about the money with Wes Welker, because he never really, I don't think, ever made the money that would warrant him to be traded. Because when you think about it, Wes Welker's really major issue was that he kept getting hurt and he was getting older. And you had, Julian Edelman and some of these other receivers who can run these small routes and be just as effective as Wes Welker was. younger, cheaper, faster, 60-minute football players.
Oh my gosh, you did not just go there. I was like, where? I know he was going with that. I was like, I know what he's trying to say.
I
Why is he
mean, you
trying to
already
say this?
know. But ultimately, that was it. I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to. You know, who fits into the system. I really believe that they probably won't sign Michael Floyd back because they really don't need him. They're probably going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo away because they really don't need
Or
him.
Jimmy Garoppolo, or however else people like to say his
How
names because people are just trolls in life.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, I love it. Not really, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think you loved it.
No,
I didn't think so.
no.
But ultimately, I mean, the Patriots are who we thought they were, and it's really nothing that we can really do about it.
I mean, and then the aftermath from that was Big Ben contemplating retirement now.
Now, the thing with that, I will say, when you go through a season, I mean, I've coached semi-pro. I play. We play
Well, I
sports.
know that, but the people don't know that.
Well, anybody that does follow me personally, Dr. Wednesday Night,
At TLW.
you know, exactly knows that I've coached semi-pro. I've been, I was in semi-pro for a couple of years, and I'll say on a semi-pro level, we're talking about 2 days a week
Mm-hmm.
practice, a game on a weekend. We're talking about 3, maybe 4 days a week for months,
We're here talking
where
about
you're.
games, and you're talking about practice?
But I'm just making a point here. Think about it like this: you got several people
Mm-hmm.
who, you're skipping vacations with your family because you got to go to summer camp. You got to make sure you come into camp in shape. You have to make sure that your body, you meet all of the expectations. All of the tests. You get to the playoffs and you lose this deep into the playoffs, and to think in your mind that you have to start all over again in a couple of months at 34 years old, because Big Ben's no spring chicken now either.
He's not. But and
I
then again
mean,
too, I mean he's been, getting hit a lot.
they said 500 times this year.
Yep.
At 34 years old, 12 years in the league, I mean, you have to think, hey, maybe it's time for me to hang it up. Which I don't blame him. Eli's starting to look pretty bad too. But you
He
think about it, they've
is.
been in the league 12 years. I mean, all the hits, all of the training camps, the
Yep.
practice, the games, the hits, training camp, practice. And then your kids are getting older. Your marriage is at home. You get a chance to do different things when you retire. You want to walk away pretty young. Why not? I mean, why not?
I don't know. I mean, but that was something that we always talk about. I think a lot of analysts talk about is, how long is too long for an athlete? Like, is it once the body starts catching up to you? Is it once you realize that you're at your peak of your prime time years? Like, at the peak of your prime time years, and it's better for you to go out on top versus having to be carried away. Like, when is the right time to call it quits?
And that's a tough decision because it really depends on the person. Like, let's take a look at somebody like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, obviously a little older,
Mm-hmm.
played several years, 15, 16 years. And it's like, hey, I got my rings. I want to watch my babies grow up. That was his big thing. He played long enough to where his kids are now in college. You got to think about that.
Yep.
Like, his kids are in college. So, it's one of those situations where now you're sitting there like, okay, I want to watch. I didn't get a chance to watch my kids in high school. Hey, maybe I'm going to watch them, in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was pretty much it.
No, and I definitely understand that. So now that we had that part out of the way, the game itself. I mean, what would you rank it 1 to 10? 10 being, is the classic Dwight Clark catch
Hmm.
as kind of game. Like, what would you rank it?
No, it wasn't anywhere near that. It was pretty low. I would say at best maybe a 5. I did enjoy watching the execution of the Patriots offense and the execution of their defense. I thought they played really well. You also have to keep in mind that
Would you believe me if I told you that the Patriots defense is top 5?
I don't believe that.
You'd be right.
I,
What about if I tell you it was top 10?
Top 10, yes,
Okay,
maybe.
thank you.
Only reason I said
an analyst actually said that the Patriots defense was not top 10.
the only reason they're good. Let's go back because really it's because of the Bill Belichick, the system. You know, everybody has to keep in mind that the Patriots are a systematic team, similar to the Spurs. It's a brand name. They stand behind. They stand behind it. Yeah, they stand behind it. It's a brand name. You play Spurs basketball. You play New England football. If you can't do that, they get rid of you. It's very simple. Very, very simple. So this defense, where they take away their best option and make everyone else beat you, you're either going to succeed or you're not going to succeed. Obviously, next week we're going to get into some predictions about the Super Bowl, which maybe by then I'll have some keys to victory, hopefully, because I'm really, really torn.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely look forward to next week's show, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a slobber knocker because we're going to be giving our predictions. We're going to give our X factors. We're going to give our keys to the game. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. It's going to be controversy. There's going to be some laughs, some cries. You know, catch us next week. Debates Among Friends. Sponsored, unofficially, officially by Stella.
That's why. But, I mean, ultimately that's it. But not to take away from, I know it was a bad game. But let's not show no love to the NFC Championship game between the Green Bay Packers.
We go with the AFC first because
man,
the NFC game we have a lot to talk about.
Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you. I mean, we were both 1-1 because I think you picked the Steelers, I picked the Patriots.
Yep.
So I mean, I get it, and I mean, I ate my words because I really thought, hey, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's not gonna have a bad game. The team's not gonna have a bad game. But you want to know what really caught up to the Packers?
Their secondary.
No, it had nothing to do with their defense at all. You want to know what caught up to the Packers? It really did.
Burned bad.
Let me tell you. And I told you, if Dez Bryant could catch 11 passes for 100-some odd yards, Julio Jones is going to destroy them. I knew that, but I felt like the Packers should be able to take care of it.
No.
So,
in the words of a great doctor, when he said this to a guy living in Jersey, nicknamed J5, Dez Bryant is not a top 5 receiver.
He's not. So imagine. Imagine.
But
wait a minute.
Receptions against a really crappy Packers defense secondary, Julio Jones is going to, and I'm going to say this ironically, be feeding more.
You say you weren't going to do any of these, but you're doing it.
Because I did it sarcastically. That was sarcasm.
Oh, don't do sarcasm to the Cowboys. They can't take that right now. Don't do that to the Cowboys.
It's not because I'm doing it to them. I'm doing it for them.
Oh, God. Not the Cowboys. Cowboy fans, please.
But Julio Jones is a special talent. Like,
he really is. I mean, you think about it. That's why they gave up all the first-round picks for him.
Exactly. Like, if you think about that draft and the stuff they gave away just for him, they knew what he can be. He only had one season where he was injured. But
let me tell you, though, I mean, where I think the Packers are going to go from here, and I really don't think they had a terrible game, where I really think they struggled. You keep making these faces, but you got to hear me out first. You got to hear me out. You got to keep in mind, the Packers, although Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks probably that's ever going to play this game, bar none, right? Can we say that? He's going to be one of the best.
Of the current generation, yes, he's in that top.
No. He's going to go down in history as one of the best quarterbacks that's ever played. I promise. He really will.
Oh, God.
He's still got some time. You don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be one of the best players, one of the best quarterbacks?
What about Elway? I mean, Elway is not one of the best of all time. Like,
Elway didn't win anything until he was almost done. I mean, he had the talent. He was okay.
Okay. You see, it's hard to just say it.
No. I'm saying Elway was okay. You see, it never came.
We want the people out there to tell us
It never came out of my mouth that Elway was one of the greatest of all time. I just want you to know, like, I wouldn't put Elway in the same breath as Marino.
No. No.
That's what I'm saying.
But you saying, okay. How about we let the people tell us? The people out there, the doctor want to know.
Well, the sergeant is asking about the Mannings. The sergeant is asking about the Mannings. Peyton obviously is one of the best quarterbacks that's ever played.
Quarterbacks. I would probably say more of the in-season quarterbacks. Eli, not so much, even though he has 2 rings. The first ring was a Tom Brady / Big Ben way of how they got their first ring. He basically wrote on the defense. The second time, I mean, you get a little bit more credit. He still had to make a spectacular throw out there to Manningham.
Peyton Manning obviously one of the best players.
Manning, I mean, come on. If you had to compare the two, I mean, Eli is definitely the Ouija.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. But I was going back to the Packers, though. I just want to make this statement before I forget here. The main thing about the Packers is you got to keep in mind they lost their running game. Their running game hasn't been there for a while.
For a long time.
Very long time.
Eddie Lacy, man.
He's probably gone. They're going to let him walk. I wouldn't be surprised if we decide to let Doug Martin go, I wouldn't be surprised to see him as a Green Bay Packer. Now, the sergeant also mentioned here Steve McNair. I thought Steve McNair was a phenomenal quarterback.
I think that might be a Titans fan talking.
I understand. Now, I'm dancing around it because, of course, they is a Titans fan. And, of course, we lost Steve McNair prematurely.
It's all love.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to throw Steve McNair up there, you know.
But he was another special talent, though.
He was really good. I love Steve McNair. But I do think that them losing the running game, remember, they're running with a wide receiver out there.
They need a solid running game.
And this is the draft to do so. This is the draft to get it.
If they were to get like LeGarrette Blount, then I would have more hope for them heading towards postseason. Like, they need that solid workhorse running back.
They do, and that's what Eddie Lacy was supposed to be.
That's what Eddie Lacy was supposed to be, but then he started slouching because James Starks wasn't like that.
Well, they still had James Starks. I mean,
they still do, but he's not going to be that workhorse back. He's not that kind of back.
But see, I think Eddie Lacy was always the same kind of back, and I hate the fact that right now he's really, although he knows how to read the defensive lines and holes, he's falling into the Trent Richardson zone. The Trent Richardson zone. I don't know. I mean, you got to come in. That's why I told you why Big Ben is thinking about hanging it up. You got to come in at weight, in shape, and ready to roll. And hey, if you're coming in and you're overweight, and now all of a sudden you say your ankle's hurting, clearly you need to stop playing and drop the weight so that you can play this.
Shorter tape on your ankles.
It's not about the tape, man. Listen, once you hit one of those cuts,
that was more joking. That wasn't me being for real.
I was about to say, there's not enough tape in the world that could stop all that weight from tearing that tape, as well as breaking an ankle potentially. But I do know. Oh God! But I do know. I mean, I don't want to keep going because I know that game really wasn't a wash. But Matt Ryan. I mean,
Matt Ryan. Do you feel like Matt Ryan will win the MVP this year?
He should. I mean, I get what they're saying about Tom Brady and the whole 4-game suspension thing, but ultimately, as you can see, the 2 quarterbacks that took his place won 3-1. Yep. So the team obviously is pretty solid. Matt Ryan really played and had a great season. Threw to 11 different people and scored touchdowns. So I really believe that he should win it.
Yes, I can't wait to do my prediction for next week, too.
Obviously, Tom Brady makes a very, very clear case as to why he should get it, but Matt Ryan had a really, really good season.
I mean, do you feel like Tom Brady shouldn't win it because he was gone those 4 games?
Well, see, that's a pro and a con because
exactly.
he shouldn't have even been in the conversation because he missed the 4 games, but he played so well that the 4 games didn't even matter because he destroyed people, as we both predicted that he would, as we predicted Russell Westbrook would destroy the NBA with
He's so angry.
You know, people are playing so angry this year that it's it
Shout out
makes
to
good for
Nicolas
sports.
Cage. That was a great movie, Drive Angry.
I'm just saying, everybody's making it so personal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't
But
wait to see
speaking,
what Russell Westbrook's gonna do in the All Star game. By the way, just a little
absolutely.
plug there because I mean, the last thing you want to do is just you don't piss in the wind. You don't tug with Superman's cape. Like, why would you do that? Like,
Yeah.
like think about if someone was to sit there and say to Michael Jordan, you know, I'm better than you. I'm the best. I'm gonna leave you scoreless the whole game.
Well,
Thinking about that right now,
I don't think anybody could say or do that.
but what I'm saying is if someone was to do that, because in retrospect, that's kind of what just happened with Brady and Westbrook.
Well, and I mean, again, it's just one of those things where it's like I felt like I was disrespected. Now I got to
Yes.
put everybody on notice.
Yes.
Um, just like
Is
we
it
saw
Rizzo?
yesterday,
The person's name, as you were
which
saying?
is a great segue going into the Royal Rumble talk. Goldberg, which hit with his
Oh
botch
God.
mania.
Oh God.
Um, he said he's putting everybody on notice, and
Uh,
after 3 straight tries,
Chris, let's not
WTF.
record this section, please. I really don't want to talk about it.
after WTF, of course, but 3 straight tries, he finally got it out that
Oh
there
God.
that 30 people or 29 people are
People are
next.
next, and I'm like, okay. Then what's gonna happen after the Royal Rumble? Is one more person next, Goldberg? I mean, do you have a hit list? Like, is it in your back pocket? No, your hand? Like, it was. You're next. You're next. You're next. All you 29 is next. You're next. You're next. You're next. But then he said, I only had one spear and one jackhammer left.
Oh God, he did say that too.
I'm just saying. That's all I gotta
Which,
say there.
well, honestly, I can't really see there being a spear. Or I can see some
Yeah, you're gonna
spears,
see spears.
but he's not going to do more than 5 spears. I don't think it's not because think about it, it's going to be so many. There's so many big
I,
people in this Royal Rumble.
and that's why I'm saying, oh gosh.
And then, like I said, I loved the end of Raw. Can I just tell you, I love the end of Raw.
I
Like,
didn't like the end of Raw at all.
I thought it was so nostalgic.
It
Again,
was a slap in the
nostalgia.
face.
No, nostalgia came back. They did one of those
Nostalgia?
old school spots. It was an old
Nostalgia? Is she
school
here?
spot. Oh my god. Nostalgia
Nostalgia?
Jenkins. Nostalgia Jenkins.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
no, but I felt like the feeling of that ending was old school.
It
I
was
mean,
definitely old
obviously,
school, but I think the problem more was there was too many Raws like that.
but think about it like
To where
this.
it actually did more
Wait,
harm than good in my opinion.
think about it this way. If anybody hit anybody, what is the probability that those 3 guys in the ring would make it to the Royal Rumble on Sunday if anybody hit anybody?
Oh,
Any
I already said one of those two between Undertaker and Goldberg is gonna die in the ring. Like I've been said this.
So
Like
that's why this
like
ending was
they
perfect.
made it out of 2016 in the 2016 Celebrity Death Scare.
Oh my god. But this
You
is
know.
why this ending was perfect
Also,
because it allowed them to walk.
R.I.P.
It actually allowed them to
Gary
walk out
Tolman.
of the ring. It allowed them to walk out of the
We
ring.
definitely just talked over a little tribute to Mary Tyler Moore, but that's cool though. It's
I
cool.
mean, I didn't hear the transition there.
Oh my gosh! I said someone's gonna die in the ring. That I just referenced. We lost somebody
See
in
that?
2016, and then we just lost another person today.
Oh, see that I don't know, but it's completely different because those people actually did indeed pass away, which we don't know if these guys are going to pass away. That's why I didn't really get the transition there, but I definitely condolences, of course, to the Tyler Moore family, of course. But I don't know if these guys are going to be. We don't know the numbers yet. Obviously, I don't know if it's a random draw or whatever, but it's going to be one of them situations where, hey, obviously, the older you are, the later you're going to come in.
Hmm.
We're going to see the Big Show come in. I think the Big Show is really who's going to come in and throw out a few people with Braun Strowman, and they might do the whole, Braun Strowman, and then other people are going to come in, and then, like you said, those jobbers are going to get thrown out pretty sweet. I'm sure Big Cass is going to have his little moment. Rusev is probably going to have, some of these big guys are going to have their moments. We're going to see a lot of whoo, 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 whoo. Those guys are going to have their little moments, and then we'll move on.
And Kofi's gonna do something spectacular where he almost get eliminated. Then he finds some weird, clever ways to
Right.
get away
Shawn
from it.
Michaels. Shawn Michaels style.
Which, I mean, I'm gonna say this real quick because just gonna quickly address the elephant in the room. I mean, am I the only person who think that's just racist?
Which part?
The fact that it's usually, black wrestlers that do something like that. Minus, John Morrison, but I mean, he's sort of a brother.
I mean, Shawn Michaels did it.
What?
Shawn Michaels almost got eliminated and came back in. Is that what you're talking about? Or what are you talking about?
I'm not talking about skinning the cat. I'm talking about using a prop or being able to jump on a banister, on the security railings to save himself. Like, Shawn Michaels did not do that. If he did that, he's the greatest of all time, hands down. No argument whatsoever.
I could understand. I guess where you're coming from is, hey, he has to do something extra. You're talking like a shucking and jiving kind of thing.
I'm talking about wrestlers whose only motive inside a Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank match, or even certain ladder matches for tag team championships, is to do certain spots. That's all they're there for, is to do a spot.
But he's just not there at this point. I mean, look at Rick Swann. He's a cruiserweight champion. I mean, he looks pretty good.
Yeah, but the
I don't watch.
All boring because they're not giving him any good storylines. Come on, man.
And that's what I was about to say.
Something different, man. Come on.
I'm just saying, New Day was the longest reigning tag team champions. I mean, I can see that they're trying.
That very weekend. Come on.
But you knew that was going to happen.
We all knew that was going to happen because it just happened 2 years ago.
But you got to think about it like this. They could have let any other tag team do it, but they let these guys who basically created this group out of there by themselves.
Because they was making a lot of money.
But nobody knew they were going to make a lot of money until they got in.
Yeah, they was.
So you knew from the beginning when these three got together, they were going to make a lot of money.
Oh yes.
Get out of here.
Yes. And
once they got together. They got together, before the Bootios, before the Unicorns, before everything, before they started saying, don't you dare be sour, you knew that they were going to be successful. You're just telling me right now that your reads are so strong that you knew that Big E
are that darn good.
That you knew that, hey, these guys are going to make some serious money.
The only thing that I would say that I didn't predict that it would have been up to this point, I would have thought they would have disbanded by now. But I knew they was going to make them a lot of money.
But if you knew that you were going to make a lot of money, why would they disband?
Whether it's a la Bootios or a la by any means necessary, they was going to make them a lot of money because it was something brand new. Because it was three guys who ended up being jobbers for Rusev, which turned into a very highly racially motivated storyline.
They didn't start jobbing to Rusev till a little well after they got together, which... If they were going to be successful, and you knew they were going to be successful,
Steve, the doctor needs to take.
They were going to be successful.
Stop it.
Why in the world would you say this? This doesn't even make any sense. There's no way you knew they was going to be successful. If you thought they were going to break up.
And then after a particular time when they lost, that's when Xavier Woods came out, white jacket, glasses on.
You mean individually they were jobbing?
Yes.
See, I thought you meant as a team they were jobbing. Individually they were jobbing. So individually they were jobbing, which obviously Xavier Woods would be a jobber. I know you said Kofi isn't as he used to be, and Big E has a move that you don't really like.
I don't like the finisher move, but I mean, you said the same thing about other people who I thought
I feel like you should. You like the Styles Clash is what you're telling me?
Absolutely not. Oh my gosh.
Sure. When you said it, so I like the Styles Clash.
No, you like the anti-elbow, for Christ's sake. Come on.
I mean, it brings back an old feel. I mean, what do you want from me? I saw a running power slam from Braun Strowman, which I have to be happy about.
It's an effective move because of his body.
All right. So
it looks like he's about to split the guy in half.
All right, I get it. So I don't want to take away from this. I don't want to take away from this last subject because I know it's near and dear to the professor's heart. The Evolution 2017 games have been announced and have been decided upon on Twitch last night. Miguel, your man, Ross.
Yes, my boy, Miguel Alejandro Rosington the 17th, along with Mr. Wizard, the Grand Poobah of the Evo tournament, since its inception actually. They helped reveal the 9 games. Technically 8 games, but I'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
The 9 games that will be played at EVO this year. A lot of controversy, a lot of hype, a lot of people saying wins Marvel. So the rundown is Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, Super Smash Bros. Melee, the regular stuff, things that we would expect. I'm actually surprised Wii U came back. I didn't think it had as strong of a following last year when we was there, but it has a strong following. I know Melee, Street Fighter, huge following. Tekken, I mean, it just came out. It's starting to gain some traction. I know Akuma's still there. I haven't played the game yet, but I can't wait to watch it. And then some of the curveballs, man. Blaze Blue, Central
Yeah.
Fiction, is returning to EVO. I don't know if you've seen the video, but they have some awesome scenic finishes, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it's amazing. It's great. Like literally, it's anime. Like it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Right.
Guilty Gear XR Rev 2 is going to be playing as well too. That's a very very popular game out in Japan, and
Sure. Sure.
it's just starting to gain more traction out here in America as well too. King of Fighters 14.
I thought that was a curveball, definitely.
That was a curveball. I was highly surprised about that one. I thought it would have been something like Skullgirls or Marvel or KI or Mortal Kombat. Spoilers. But
And then the last
one
game,
on the
yeah.
8 is Injustice. I know you're definitely interested in Injustice. You saw
I'm
some
interested to see
gameplay
it.
Trailers,
Mm-hmm.
some of the characters, any characters on the game or anything that you see that's particularly interesting to you.
I think mostly it's just the idea, like they said on Twitch yesterday, the idea of seeing your superheroes fight outside of course, like Marvel and Capcom, those games. But this is a game that seems to be more grounded and not so much flying through the air. Like I feel like in Marvel versus Capcom, there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yes.
Like it's like all over the
Well,
place. So you really got to pay attention.
Well, if you think about Injustice, the way that gameplay is, it's pretty much the same as Mortal Kombat. Except
Mortal
it's some
Kombat,
different
and I
characters, but it's a different
yes.
engine and it's a different way of you approaching the game. So,
And I think that's what I like about it is that it looks like Mortal Kombat and gives you that feel, but it's something completely different. And I mean, of course,
yes.
that's also a teaser into the ninth game.
The ninth game isn't a game at all, ladies and gentlemen. The ninth game for Evolution 2017 is not being picked by Mr. Wizard. It's not being picked by my boy Mike Ross. It's not being picked by anyone but the people. To be more particular, it is a player's choice. They is actually pretty cool. You vote for a game that you want to do, but you're only able to vote it by making a donation to
Which
a
ends
certain
in 2
charity,
weeks.
which ends in 2 weeks. Generosity.com. In fact, we'll probably put the link out there after the
Absolutely.
episode's over. I'm definitely going to do it. I'm pretty sure the Doctor's going to do it. And I'm going to try to get other people to do it on my Facebook at Ken86, at the Doctor's at TL Double, and Debates Among Friends at Debates Among Fur. But there's 9 games for you to choose. After the 2 weeks are over, they're gonna make the selection based off the most donations. And those games are Mortal Kombat, Ultimate Volume vs. Capcom 3, Skullgirls, Pokkén Tournament, Killer Instinct, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, ARMS, Windjammers, and Nidhogg.
Now, looking at and thinking about those games, which one have you looked at the website today for Generosity?
I did. I haven't checked the most recent one. I
All right, so
believe. I don't think Marvel was winning actually, and I'm actually kind of surprised. I guess they want Marvel to be dead finally.
well, can I give you an update, sir?
Sure, give the people an update, sir.
Right now, the third team. So right now, the third game is Killer Instinct, $4,239. The second game is Pokkén Tournament
Yep, that's
at
still pretty big.
$6,511, and the number one game from 166 donors, the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3,
I like it.
$8,575.
I like it. Out there, Everyone vote for Marvel, please. Marvel must not die. Marvel must live.
Can I tell you though that I'm so shocked that Mortal Kombat only got $135? I've never heard of
It's not getting as much traction as it used to.
Nidhogg $35. I mean,
It's a small
Skullgirls. I mean, these games really didn't. I mean, I was really excited about Killer Instinct. You already know, like if Killer Instinct was in it, I would consider being all up in there. I might even bring my, my little
arcade
gaming
stick.
Yeah, my little.
Make sure you don't just say, "Oh, you bring your stick," because that becomes controversial and will not bring cash.
Okay.
Then we're gonna have to cut the show early, but we're almost out of time anyway, sir. So we're gonna do the doctor's final thoughts, doctor.
Well, really looking forward to another weekend of football, even though it's just a Pro Bowl. Obviously, college basketball starting to pick up, which we did see Wake Forest beat NC State for the first time since Chris Paul hit his little jumper, years and years back. A little floater. So, of course, we're going to be keeping up with some college basketball soon. March Madness, obviously, is rapidly approaching us. But just looking forward to Evo again this year. Always a good time to hang out with the professor, John Gotti, and see some really, really talented people play these games. And the one thing, just to wrap up really quickly, the organizer yesterday really, really made it cool, like he said, hey, this is an opportunity for people who love fighting games to go out and play these games at a high level around people who love games. So it's a great environment. It's all love, no skin tones, no sexual preference, no nothing, no religion. It's all about the video games, and that's the part that I really loved.
Games, then you'll fit in just fine.
That's the part I loved about it.
Absolutely, appreciate it, man. I already know what my last thoughts are. I mean, it's Evo. I'm still recovering from the shock of everything from last night. Literally booked my ticket for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as soon as they said that the box office was open. So shout out to those who are trying to come out there with us. We put the information out there on Facebook, so make sure you do that. And like I said, I'm just trying to recover from all the hype. The hype almost killed me last night. But Doctor, you have a song for us tonight. Do you want to introduce it?
Well, it is a very, very interesting track. I did hear about it today. Looking up some underground work. Really, really nice guy, Lou Charles from Texas. He had a song called Hall of Fame. Ironically, in the video, it starts off with LeBron. But our track for tonight is by Lou Charles called Hall of Fame, and I do hope you guys enjoy it.
And thank you very much for joining us tonight. Be sure to catch us next week as we talk more about games, sports, and the things that we love. I am the Professor John Gotti.
And I'm Dr. Wednesday Night himself.
And we'll catch you again soon. Peace and love.
Deuces.
One time for the squad, went with the cup for y'all. Made it this far, when I get it, I'm a ball. Putting on for my city, that's just what we do. On it, man, gotta end up in the Hall of Fame. One time for the squad, went with the cup for y'all. Made it this far, when I get it, I'm a ball. Putting on for my city, that's just what we do. On it, man, gotta end up in the Hall of Fame. For amazing grace, transition taking place. Clock moving fast, generate stakes. Walking the road, trying to the safest way. Cause I got a day with destiny and I can make a way.
Well, I was trying to switch your stuff. Oh no, the song is already playing.
And conquer, Prince, from a Papa, Benz, from a Honda. It was all in the
Oh.
past, to be honest.
Well, I can't see your face, man. Well, and also your screen's on my right side too. So.
Still trying to figure me out. Cause I'm battling with sleep around at the bit, but the front of ground up without moving bricks. So like a seamstress and click, stay tight knit. And I'm a real one, sit right where I sit. Oh, mercy, mercy, we need a 30 for 30. When it's all said and done, they'll probably retire my jersey. Race it to the rafters, legendary status, all that ever matters. all that I'm after. One time for the squad, we're really cut for y'all. Made it this far, when I get it, I'm on ball. Putting on for my city, that's just what we do. On it, man, gotta end up in the Hall of Fame. One time for the squad, we're really cut for y'all. Made it this far, when I get it, I'm on ball. Putting on for my city, that's just what we do. On it, man, gotta end up in the Hall of Fame. See my name in bright lights, face seeing the stone. When I was walking alone, I believe in my own. Now the underdog taking this seat of the throne. You can act brand new, hope just to be on. You talking, I live it, my G. I can't get it to turn up a right wicked. So I ain't never about to drag this pivot. Oh, we both know how to work hard to defeat my foes. I'm G, break a leg, I'm with D Rose mode. Still, I feel it, even trying to seize my soul. Mama say, pray on it, pray on it. Tell the truth, I gotta do more than wait on it. Life more fast, gotta make a break on it. Cause I need it bad, like just something to say on it. But I'm doing numbers now, guess you gon' count on me now. Count on me now. Future right now, but without a shadow of a doubt. Since I stepped on the scene, I stepped in for my team. And they try, but they can't duplicate what I bring. Coming from a world of unfulfilled dreams. So when I take aim, I'm like that of a queen. And it's so life changing, the moment's mine for the taking. Keep your eyes peeled, don't put a 9 on you like Eggman. Cause I'm built for this, and I respect, I swear with a cue for this. Make it so hard, but they can't steal finesse. It chains, they trying to survive on this pilgrimage. One time for the squad, we're with the cut for y'all. Made it this far, when I get it, I'm on ball. Putting on for my city, that's just what we do. On it, man, gotta end up in the Hall of Fame.